Evening all, welcome back to Kicking Dust. Oh my god, I'm going to miss saying that very soon on the 30th or the 31st of May. Does May have a 31st? No, it doesn't, does it? So, there we go. It's going to be a shame. And we're going to be evicted. Hope you enjoyed our little bit of fun at the beginning there. Is it too soon? Is it too soon to do these eviction jokes? Probably is. Anyway, loving this game, man. I'm enjoying my final moments in it, and I really am. I know you're looking for Trollface. No, serious post, serious post. I am honestly enjoying it. I think doing that is fun, right? I mean, seriously, that's the fun part. I logged on. I wasn't in a gang. I just went for it. I just joined the match, and I shot stuff. And I do very well in this one. For me, I do very well in this one, so enjoy the ride. I think we're going to look today at certainly the closure of a game, and we're going to maybe have a talk about that. We're going to maybe say, well, this is a sad time. What does this mean? Well, I think the first thing to say is it's not like, let me think of an equivalent here. It's not like maybe when they switched mag off, although it might be, so let's come back to that. Post in the comments if you believe this statement. It's not like when they switched mag off, because there is the hope, the dream, dare I say, of that guy was coming to shotgun me. That's funny. I think there is the dream there is another game coming. I know everyone's a bit kind of down on the fact that this is the end, if you like. And it is, don't get me wrong, but there is going to be that Dust prototype PC, whatever you want to call it, game, which I just want to go on record and saying is not going to be anything like this. I don't know if it is, but I just don't feel it will be. I don't think that kind of round-based shooter is what CCP want. I think they want a DayZ or a, or Borderlands maybe sort of game, which is a much more kind of team-based game, much more open world, less of this round-based nonsense, and I think it will be certainly going in that direction. So post in the comments, tell me if you agree with that. So coming back to my statement, unlike mag, when mag was being shut down, now I didn't play mag, so I'm going to paraphrase here a little bit. Obviously there was never really the knowledge that there was like another kind of game to go to. I know a lot of people came to this game thinking it was a kind of carry-on with the spirit of mag. And I think just the simple fact this is going probably puts some people in a bit of a position where they're not too sure what will be the spiritual successor to Dust? And I think the answer is, sadly, either Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, oh god, or Battlefield 4. And I think that's it. That's kind of what you're left with. I don't think you have too many other options, if I'm honest. I think that's pretty much it. I don't know how that makes you feel. Have you vomited? Have you evacuated all all orifices of their material just because you cannot stand the thought of playing COD? I don't blame you, because I think this game has a bit of charm about it. And I think it would be a shame if they did just sort of make that the go-to game. I don't think it is. And I guess what I'm saying is, I think the new version of Dust, whatever it's called, whenever it comes out, and I wouldn't expect it too soon, I suspect it will have a huge focus on Eve. It's going to have a huge focus probably on perpetualness, if that's a word. So it will be much more like H1Z1 survival than it would be this kind of lobby round-based game. And I think this is just because that's surely where the Eve side of it is. Trying to make a game that's so alien and different to Eve didn't work out too well for them. So I suspect they're going to have to try and change that a little bit and just make it so that it's a much more kind of linked game, if that makes sense. I mean, plus, let's not forget, I think the ultimate goal of CCP, whether it's possible or not, I don't know. Post no comments, you technical people. But it was to have a single client, and you decide if you want to be an Eve ship pilot, a Dust mercenary on the ground, or a Valkyrie fighter pilot, and you just literally select which one. And that then takes you into a game. They even presented it at FanFest, and the idea of it was very strong, very interesting. I don't know how easy it is to do, and I suspect probably not very easy at all. So I think that's your choice. I don't think there's a huge amount of choice left with the whole Dust kind of situation. I think if you want to carry on with the Eve thing, then good on you. I suspect there's probably going to be a number of other games out there that will take your fancy of this style. Warframe, for example, Interstellar Marines, if that's even running. So I don't think you're going to be too badly served. But myself, I think we've kind of made it very clear, and our intent is very clear, that we've also always been PC gamers, so we're just going to carry on and play the game on PC when it comes out. We will play it, absolutely guarantee you. The Kick and Dust is not going to die. the game's just going to change. And I think that's pretty much the subtext of it. So, you know, Kicking Dust will be Series 5, will be in a new game, go figure. I don't know, but I'd like to think that would be the way it goes, but who knows? I don't know. I think the reality of it all is that we're going to see something at FanFest. Hopefully it's a lot more finished than maybe we realise. If it is a much more kind of H1Z1 style game, check out the videos, by the way. If you've never seen H1Z1, I did a load of videos on it, and with some major celebrities of the internet, you will enjoy. So go and have a look. It's well worth a look. Anyway, so I think if it's like that game, then that's not so bad. That's a good place to be. I could imagine there being quite a fun little game where you build a base, hunt for weapons, hunt for guns, and then have to get them safely back to a point, etc., etc. So I think that's pretty cool. I like that. I give that a big thumbs up. So, I don't know. I think we're just going to have to see where it goes. But for now, Dust is obviously definitely going. That's probably the one certainty you do have. So I would recommend you play it. Give it a good, you know, goodbye. Waste all your risk. Throw it away. Just call in tanks, call in stuff. Just throw it away. And you'll probably have some fun. And I would honestly say, with this round alone, you know, I'm having a time of my life in this game. And I think it's just because I've actually set up my, my unit properly. And let me explain what I mean by that. So before, I've had this PS3 plugged into a Halpog box, plugged into my Alienware laptop, and never worked, because it all then went into my monitor. It never worked. It didn't work. Every time it would flicker. So I'd be playing the game and it would flicker every 3 seconds, 3 seconds, just flicker, flicker, flicker. And it was just so difficult to play. And by flicker, I mean the screen goes black. So you'd be shooting somebody and all of a sudden they'd just be like gone for a second, then you'd be back and you'd be dead, nursing your groin as they booted you many times in it while you weren't looking. So that caused a few issues. I'm not saying that caused me to play badly, but it did. And it was also the fact that I'm not very good at this game. So that's now no longer a problem, because I actually plugged this back into the original place where it was, and it's working quite well. In fact, it worked very nice. I didn't have any problem plugging it in. It worked first time. And again, I am playing on mouse and keyboard once more. I know that's a bit cheaty, but don't care, bro. The game's ending. So I just thought, why not? Let's plug it all in. Let's let it die with a bit of dignity. And so I'm actually quite enjoying it. I must admit, just doing the old Flaylock and Plasma Cannon is so much fun. I will miss this. And I think already I really am honestly going to miss this, because I don't think there's many games out there that gave you that kind of Half-Life 2 style deathmatch feel. And I know a lot of you probably don't agree with that, but that's your prerogative, guy. But I do. I still do think, I think this felt a bit like Half-Life 2. It felt a lot of fun. Look at that kill. Oh, so much fun. So much fun. And I think that's really what I want. I just want to have that kind of last few moments and just enjoy the game. I don't know where it's going. I think the whole Eve thing is going to be interesting to me, because it probably does mean I have to log into Eve once more. And I haven't done that in years and years. And I just don't really want to be honest. I don't like Eve. I'm not a fan of it. I think Elite is better. Oh my God, am I saying that? Yes, I think Elite is better. And I just don't know. I'm not too sure. So we'll see. I think I'll probably have to. I think it's just going to take a bit of time to get my mind around that. And I'll tell you for why. Because I was completely addicted to Eve. And Eve was one of those kind of weaknesses that I had. And, a good example of this, when I was working in Fair London, I used to stop over in a very kind of cheap, kind of poverty-style hotel, but a hotel nonetheless. So I did get a pretty easy ride when I worked there. And everything was good and everything was fine. And I used to get offered dinner by, I was working for a bank at the time. I got offered dinners. So you'd go to like a proper Michelin star restaurant. I was offered, drinks with the ladies, with a Z. Honestly, literally, all the interns and temps would offer me, hey, we're going to here, do you want to come? We're going to the Giggling Duck, which is a pub, I swear. Do you want to come? And I'd be like, yeah. And generally, 9 times out of 10, I actually would say, nah, I'm all right. I'm just going to stop in and do my work. And what was I doing? I was sat in my hotel room playing Eve on free stolen Wi-Fi. I mean, my God, what have I done with my life? Seriously. So this is why I have a bit of an issue, let's say, with Eve. I do actually have an issue playing that game once more, because I did stupid things like that, and I let a few relationships kind of disappear because I was a bit more kind of like, but it's Eve, there's a fleet fight on, and waking up at 3 in the morning and my partner looking at me and saying, "Oh my God, what's wrong? What's going on? What's happened? Is someone breaking in?" And I'll be like, "No, I need to go and log on my Titan and bridge some people into a fight." She left me pretty soon after that. So I have an issue with Eve, and I think I don't really want to. I don't, while I accept there's tighter links to it, I hope it's not where you need to be in Eve. So there we go. Oh my God, I can't believe I told you that. More embarrassing stuff from me. But there we go. I've never put myself out there as somebody who, was a normal person. I think the reality was I've always been a bit odd. And Eve, just for some reason, just got me. I loved it so much, and I had a blast playing it. I really did. But I would also just say it was one of those games that was just, it was just that little bit too much. So there we go. And I think if Dust becomes this kind of H1Z1-esque style game where you do have open world mechanics and survival mechanics and all that, it's only going to be to the game's betterment. But I would just stress, it would become a lot more addictive. I know people who have played H1Z1 for days. Ark Survival Evolved is another example of that. Brilliant game, absolutely fantastic game, but oh my God, people are just so crazy with that game. I mean, like literally playing sort of hundreds and hundreds of hours. And we've said this before, there's when there are people who will put in to things like Eve and Dust and other games, thousands of hours, thousands and thousands of hours, and that's quite there's quite a commitment. And I think to feel that that's just going and being switched off, that can be quite a hurtful feeling. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's a few out there who are actually being hurt by this. You feel like the game is being switched off, is hurting you in some way, and don't feel that that's wrong, because that is right. It's just like anything, you depend on cigarettes, alcohol, whatever it may be, and if they're taken away from you, it hurts you and you're not happy about that. And I do understand that. It's just one of those things. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. I'm not trying to be a moral high ground asshole here. I do agree that a lot of people are going to be missing this kind of game. Me in particular as well, because okay, I didn't play it for a long time, but boy did I miss it. And I miss that moment of just doing what I'm doing here, strapping on a suit, not literally because that sounds a bit sexual, but just strapping on a suit, jumping into the map, fighting somebody in the face, running up and just going "fuck you" and just punching them with the plasma cannon, screaming and wailing as they're battering their bloodied corpse into the floor with the flaylock, and then basically just walk away saying "YOLO swag." That I'm going to miss, because there's not many games that have given me that feeling, and maybe it's because I put a lot of time into it, I don't know, but I will miss it. And I think the simple fact is the channel that we run is going to miss it as well, because this has been a game that's been it's been a game that's been very good to us. We've enjoyed playing it. We got given the first community spotlight, for God's sake. That was a real honour. There's a funny story behind that, but I'll maybe tell you when the game's finished. When it's over, I'll tell you what happened with that. And also we got we actually are the only YouTuber, I think, who's ever shown footage at FanFest. Correct me if I'm wrong. As in formally, got approached and asked to do something, commissioned, if you like, to do something. So, we're proud of that. I think we've had real fun playing this game as we kill the sneaky cloaker there. I think we really do feel we've had some fun with this, and we're not going anywhere. So I just want to be very clear with you. We are back. We are going to carry on. And, who knows, maybe we'll just carry on doing on a kind of basic term until we get the new version of Dust, and then we'll play the shit out of it. Because I can guarantee you, whatever it is, it will be good, because the people who are creating it, I know a lot of you are going to hate me for saying this, but I kind of like who's doing it, and I think they're going to do okay. So I'm excited to see it. Look at that, 22-1. There we go. Hope you enjoyed that. Post in the comments. Can't wait to read them.